What, pray tell, do you think has gotten this rather rotund Indian woman into such a happy, joy mood? Well, if you've read the title of this video, you already have a pretty good idea, and to be fair, making the Canadian government pay for the design, mass production, and distribution of a series of anti-white, racist caricature propaganda posters and spreading them all across Canada, which the explicit message of Canadians being inbred retards, that should be a laughing matter. That should be a bad joke. But it's 2025, so you know damn well it's real. This is a site called Canada's Difference Makers. New ideas, new energy, new potential, new Canadians make all the difference. Now, it's not even so much of an open secret anymore, as it is an irrefutable fact that a significant percentage of the immigrant population in the West, legal as well as illegal, in essence hold a fetish fantasy of outbreeding and replacing the people native to that land. There are countless examples of this. Hell, we have one from literally yesterday here. Will be the majority soon. Pakistani migrants' threat to Danish man goes viral. Elon Musk weighs in. So this little clip here is basically a Pakistani, apparently man, yelling at a Danish man going, "We have more kids than you, there's more of us than you, there's only like 5 million Danes, we are going to outnumber you, we are going to replace you, and when we do, well, you know what's going to happen to you." The rest is rather implicit, as the new citizens of our liberal democracies will not treat the natives with the same regard that aforementioned liberal democracies treated their new citizens with. Now then, the caricatures in question we can see right here. Very charming posters here. The first one going, "Oh, the Irish arrive." Well, those were immigrants, right? The Irish were bad, but the Irish created people like, Ryan Reynolds. Well, okay then. Or Ukrainians and their wheat. What are they trying to do? Make Canada an agricultural superpower? I imagine that was a frequent complaint at the time, definitely, and I happen to know something about this because I recently finished another book on World War I, where this in large part originated from. So, a huge number of the people who came to Canada came because they were displaced by the war, particularly from the Galician area, where the populace was oppressed and knew they would be continuously oppressed by basically everyone. The Austro-Hungarians didn't like them, the Germans didn't like them, the Russians didn't like them. Out of the three, the Germans were the least oppressive option, and that should tell you something. And when the war happened as well, with further devastation, huge numbers of people moved from the area and to Canada. Why? Largely because of the Dominion Lands Act, which was cancelled in the 1930s. This act was basically Canada going, okay, we have huge areas of open plains land, nice fertile agricultural land, but we have neither the resources or the manpower to begin exploiting it. Therefore, we're going to tell people in the rest of the world, hey, come to Canada, we'll give you a plot of land. But you are required to develop that land by yourself. You must build the houses, you must build the farm, you must get the grain, the seed, etc. You've got to basically do everything to build that agricultural land. And a lot of people did. This made Canada a major exporter of wheat and agricultural products. But again, because the people who got there specifically came to work, meanwhile, do we think there's going to be a massive wheat boom from the Pakistani population? Do we think that? No, not really. In fact, the current immigrants come largely due to the benefits of going to Canada. And it's always best to begin with Snopes here, right? So, do illegals, refugees, receive 3,874 dollars for a month from the government? Oh my god, that's a lot. Mostly false. So they're getting a lot then. And I believe the number was down here. Yes. They only receive 1,399 Canadian dollars per month due to the size of the family. In addition to that, of course, you also get a rather hefty list of various additional benefits, like free furniture, linens, household appliances, installations of household electrics, a communications budget, a transportation budget, maternity, newborn allowance, funeral expenses. If somebody dies on the way to Canada, Canada will pay for the funeral, in addition to a monthly stipend. So all of this to put together, even for a single immigrant, would be several thousand Canadian dollars. Again, it feels as if the incentive here isn't quite the same anymore now, does it? So, what other Canadian characters do we have then? The Italians. Italians, all they do is build homes and open restaurants. Yeah, food wasn't meant to taste that good. You will note, Europeans, with the largest difference being a relatively minor cultural one, and often the faith, in many cases being Catholic rather than the more classic British Protestant. And then we get to this one, with a retarded-looking inbred Canadian, like the rest of them, going to the ER because he's got his fat idiot Canadian hand stuck in a Pringles jar. Immigrants are clogging up the ER, especially the nurses. The Browns have come to save you, Canadian. Don't worry. A growing share of Canadians believe that our growing population is causing longer healthcare wait times. This is untrue. The number of patients in the ER hasn't changed in 20 years. It just takes us longer to treat each one. Firstly, I don't fucking believe that one. And secondly, your immigrant nurses are coming to help you, but it takes significantly longer to treat each patient. And amusingly, Irish, Ukrainian, quote-unquote, Poles, Norse, or Hungarians, really. Italians. No nationality mentioned. How very, very strange. Okay, well, the immigrants are the solution to Canada's welfare or health problems. All right, let's have a look here then. First and foremost, there has indeed been a boom in the government killing its own people. That part of Canadian healthcare has grown exponentially, with 15,343 people being killed by the government in 2023, which means that the Canuckians are now killing 1 in 20 of their own citizens, whilst, mind you as well, the suicide statistics remain unchanged. That's just another 15,000 Canadians scratched off the board yearly. And what type of Canadians do we think are being scratched off? That's right, 95.8% of people homicided by the Canadian states is whites. If I didn't know any better, I'd think this was that awful great conspiracy theory all over again, but we know, of course, that has been very much so debunked and is merely a conspiracy theory, of course. And as for the betterment of Canadian healthcare, the average wait time at the moment is 30 weeks. 210 days. Damn near a year. Average wait time, and God help you if you've got something complicated. You're probably better off maiding yourself if the doctor hasn't already suggested it. But okay then, let's humour them yet further. Who are these Browns who will come rescue the Canadians from themselves, presumably? Who'll maybe even stop them killing themselves? Oh, hey, help them. Well, we've got here a very nice, Asian-looking family. They're probably like Japanese or something, right? And they're fitting right into Canada. Look, they're loving the cold. They've got the sweaters and the bubbly jackets. These people will fit right in. What's that? Right. Yeah, with a larger number than the 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, then the next 6 countries on the list, India is coming at the top. I wonder, could there be some sort of connection here yet again to our fat, smiling Indian woman going, hey, I'm gonna replace you. I hate you. I think you're an inbred moron. In fact, I am so confident in my opinion of you as an inbred mouth-breathing idiot capable of nothing more than licking your own toilet seat that I will get your government to give me money to print this and show to you. And as for the government part, well, you can see a donate button right up here. Well, the organization behind this is the Institute for Canadian Citizenship. Lovely. That sounds like a great group right there, absolutely. I wonder what their goal could be. I wonder indeed. It's led by an Indian, Martin Katz, a Jew, another Indian, and a 4th Indian. And as for the money, well, they are required, of course, to release their financial reports, like everybody else is. Financials from 2023-2024. What we got here? Government funding, 62.05%. Listen. Western governments, and to be fair, this is one of the worst cases I think I've seen, are nothing more than quislinks at this point. They are the occupational authorities in England and in Canada, the worst examples of this. They are actively funding groups who intend to get rid of you. Groups who think nothing of you. Groups who view you in the worst conceivable way. These are the people your government is funding, Canada. We're on YouTube, so, you know, we have to modulate ourselves a little bit, but I think it's fairly obvious what's going on here. I don't think anybody's trying to hide it anymore. I mean, look at this picture. I love this. How? What? You've either got to be braver than Hercules to put up a picture of yourself screaming with laughter above your racist propaganda posters, or you've got to be so utterly confident in the fact that you are literally untouchable, that you know that the entire governmental regime is there to protect you explicitly. And yes, by the way, I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering, hey, wouldn't racist caricatures be somewhat, I don't know, in violation of certain Canadian principles on equality, maybe some hate speech laws, etc.? Why, yes, they are. Racist caricatures intended to denigrate a identifiable group of people. It is in fact illegal in Canada, but I will of course hasten to add the obvious, it's illegal for you, whitey. It is obviously and explicitly legal, hell, not even legal, it's not merely legal, it is governmentally sponsored for the people who will replace you. I want to go further, but I think you get the point, and I think we've already probably overstepped a line or two. Canada, England, eventually America, the entirety of Europe. The message is very, very, very clear, and it's probably about time we all start noticing. Until next time, I've been Arch, thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.